Well, hello you gorgeous mother truckers, you, and welcome to another video. So the UK now is under two huge threats. One is from the fact that everybody's getting seasonal flu, and the media has gone into absolutely massive fear-mongering overdrive as usual. We're all going to die, blah 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 blah. You must wear masks, you must get the jab. Heard this all before, go fuck yourself. Basically. Means like the cases went up by 55% in the last week. Well, as we don't know the base figure, 55% sounds like a lot, but if it's only out of, 1,000 people, it's not a lot, okay? So they're using the usual fear-mongering. 55% case rise. So what did it start at? You don't need to know that, because if you give you the actual figure, you realise that it's probably a couple hundred more people than normal. Which is, I've touched on it before with the video called Here We Go Again. And I'm sure I'll talk about it more as this insanity continues to roll. But that's not the major threat. The major threat that we have to the UK is, combined with European leaders, this absolutely ridiculous, we must prepare for war. Russia's going to invade in 5 years. It's just complete and utter horse shit. Russia has indicated quite willingly that it's not interested in invading. Now some people say, yeah, but it'd be like the paper that Chamberlain got in. Not the same. When I hear a chief in NATO go, you must prepare to have the sacrifice like the last war, like 1938, 1939. We must be prepared for that level of conflict. Right, let's just get it out there straight away. This isn't like the last conflict in 1938/39. Because there is a big difference in this one compared to any other. And that is, and I don't know how to try and break this to people who are, Britain's got to go fighting, blah, blah, blah. We all got to get ready for war. War's coming. Look, how do I put this as succinctly as possible? Okay, the big difference this time is everyone has fucking nuclear weapons. Okay, this is not going to be like World War II or World War I, where we all go fight the enemy in the trenches and on the fields. Yeah, once it gets to a certain point, it is game over. We're gone. We're history. And for 100 odd years, no one can walk around on this bloody planet. What's left of it. I cannot understand why we have to have this sudden surge in needing to have a war. They're banging on like it's the, it's like this great patriotic surge. We must fight the Russians. But this is a war that will end everything. And that's what I was going to say. Yeah, but but the thing is, in reality, when either side isn't going to get his nose, realises it's not going to win, one side or other is going to push the button and fire a tactical nuclear warhead, a battlefield tactical nuclear warhead. And once that happens, it's over. Okay, the game's over. We're all dead. We'll have just wiped half the population of the world out in an instant. I saw some posts today, some bloke going, oh, Europe, we are Europeans, we've never knelt down to anyone. Go fuck yourselves. The last time it kicked off in 38, 39, it was us, and then eventually the Americans who joined us later on, who actually picked you all up off your fucking knees and liberated you all. But you forget that, because England and Britain's a horrible, racist, xenophobic shithole, isn't it? We're the evil of the world. Yeah, if it wasn't for the United Kingdom, and then finally its American allies, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have a fucking Europe. But no. The Russians, it's the Russians. We must prepare for war. Spend more money on defence. War. Look, the Russians are quite capable of knowing that if they wanted to do it, they'd do it now. Not in 5 years' time. They wouldn't give you a chance to prepare. They'd do it now, when we are at our weakest. The British Armed Forces, military-wise, army-wise, wouldn't even fill Wembley Stadium. You have not got this infinite resource of young kids, because the vast majority of them do not recognise this country as theirs. They're not going to fight for it. And you get people like Penny Morden and all the people, we must wake up when there's a threat. Blah, 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 blah. No, there isn't. You're creating one. You want a fucking war to kill us all off. You pontificate and act like this is the greatest thing. You know, the greatest evil ever. Apart from the Ukraine, where has there been any other indication of open hostility from the Russians? Oh, really? There's a Russian spaceship and it's sat in the sea over our cables, mapping them where they are, and like we don't do the same. It should stop. That Russian ship shouldn't be allowed to look at all those, our internet cables, etc. We must fight them. But we're all out of the Chinese to build a super embassy right over the top of all our communication systems in the middle of London. Stop it. You don't need a war. Wars are always designed and pushed by fuckers who never fight in them. I get it. I understand that they want us all gone. We are the carbon that they want to remove. We are the inconvenient drain on their resources. Oh, I can't have much. I can't have loads of money because I have to pay people. So if I didn't have to pay people, I'd be fine. You see, they've all got bunkers. They've all got places to hide. They don't give a shit about you and me. They'll have more warning than we will that shit is going to go wrong. They want a war because they want to cut the population down. They've tried it with COVID. I'm sure they'll try it again with some other blooming deadly virus which they deliberately released to try and finish us off. But the best way to do it is to kill us in a pointless conflict over what? See, I'm a sci-fi fan. You all know this. And one of my favourite shows, well, I mean, I used to have lots of favourite shows. I suppose I did right up until the modern day era just come along and completely destroyed them. But I used to love Star Trek. And why I used to love Star Trek, I still do. I mean, I watch all the classics and I watch it right up to the end of Enterprise. All this new shit. It is exactly that. It's just shit. And the one thing I really liked about that is, and one of the original core ideas of the original series was to give people hope and optimism that eventually, somewhere in the future, we all stop being a bunch of arsehole dickheads, get together, work together, and create something awesome. I mean, admittedly, that happened after World War III, if you follow the Star Trek lines. But we don't need to do this. As I've said, and as I understand, I'm really going down the rabbit hole now. My mind is opened is open to possibilities that I was not prepared to entertain before. And I know, and I can see every day, I get to see just a little bit more of the fact that this is just one massive plan to wipe most of us out. How division and hatred is deliberately stoked. You see, they blame people like me for stoking hatred. You know what? If you bother to listen to what I have to say, and if you bother to pay attention to what I say, I would prefer the whole world to live in harmony. I mean, the thing is, I'm a realist, and I know that never is going to happen. And that'll never happen because we keep voting fucking idiots in charge. You see, whilst we're all so busy fighting amongst ourselves and attacking each other, it means that we don't realise that who our enemy are, and they are now showing themselves in full colour. They are deliberately trying to stoke a new world war. They're actually saying we must prepare for a new world war. We have to have a world war. This world war has to happen, and guess what? It's going to happen. And we're all going to die. Because these European leaders genuinely believe they could beat Russia in a conventional war. And they're probably right. They probably could be. It'll be a close run thing, but we might win. We may prevail. Except this time, unlike before, when they get to that stage that they're losing and losing badly, they just push a button and it doesn't matter because we all lose. What should happen is people in charge of governments should be ex-soldiers, ex-Navy, ex-Air Force. People who have actually seen what war really is. And when you see what war really is, you will then spend your entire life trying to make sure that that never happens again. But instead we have a bunch of fucking arseholes who it won't affect them. Won't affect them, won't affect their family, won't affect them at all. Because when the bombs start to rain, oh, they'll be nicely wrapped up in their wonderful little shelters. You got your shelter? Do you even know what to do in the event of a nuclear war? Do you even know where to go? I mean, personally, if it ever came down to a nuclear war, I'm really not that worried. Some people may well say, well, just over there is Birmingham International Airport, and just over there, that way, is Birmingham City Centre. And I know there's a nuclear warhead aimed at that airport, and I know there's at least one aimed at Birmingham. So where I am in the middle, knowing the effects of nuclear weapons like I do, I'm just going to get really, really hot for a split second, and then I ain't going to remember anything. I just don't understand this need to drive for war. Except for the reason they really do want it is to get rid of the biggest carbon waste ever. And that's you and I, ladies and gentlemen, you wonderful mother truckers. And we need to stop them. Any case, enough of that. Ways to support the channel down below. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy what I'm saying, you like what I do, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell, select it to all. And you should get a notification from YouTube. I've done another video, which, judging by the fact that most of my videos get around about 600 views and I've got 11,000 subscribers, it's quite obvious that either no one bothers to ding the bell or YouTube just doesn't bother to tell anyone. And I get emails about that on a regular basis. Ways to support the channel down below. So are the links to my other social medias. You can like, you can share, you can comment. If your comments gets deleted or you want to talk to me about other things that you don't want to put out in the public realm, I've had some very, very good and interesting emails. I love it. Keep them coming. In the strictest of confidence, you can send me an email. Now, one of the emails said, look, I'm going to say a few things, but I don't want you to report me to the police for hurty words. That ain't ever going to happen. one of the ways we can solve things is to actually have a conversation instead of just trying to arrest people who say stuff we don't like. Any case, enough of that. I'm done. So until the next one.